and welcome to this tutorial. Today you will be learning how to install Windows 8.1, any edition of that, on Virtualbox. First, we need to get the ISO image. So open your browser and go to this link right here. This is what the link is. You can copy and paste it into your browser, and I'll have it in the description too. Once you've done that, click on Windows 8.1. The reason you need an ISO image is to be able to boot the installation from Virtualbox. This happens on any type of computer. An ISO file is a disk image. So now you can read the instructions. You should have a good internet connection, and because you're watching this video, you probably do have good connection, so Virtualbox should be able to accept its own internet connection. You also need a sufficient amount of data storage, which we will arrange later in Virtualbox. After that, you'll need a product key, and you can either buy a product key or have a 90-day trial. So let's select our edition. We want Windows 8.1 and not the other versions. And let's confirm that. Now select your product language. Depending on what country you're from, you can select that language. I'm going to select English since I live in America. Okay, I'm just going to confirm it. Now, depending on what type of hardware your computer runs on, download a 32-bit file or a 64-bit file. My computer is a 64-bit machine, so I'm just going to click on this. And then the download starts, the file starts downloading. But I already have this downloaded, so I'm just going to cancel this since it's 4 gigabytes and it takes a lot of time. Now once you have the file downloaded, it should be either in your downloads or wherever you saved it. Here I saved it on my desktop. Mine's called Win 8.1 English X64. That's 64-bit. Now open your Virtualbox. We are ready to begin the installation. I'm going to create a new virtual machine and call it Windows 8.1. So I've called it Windows 8.1, and you have to make sure the type is Microsoft Windows and the version is Windows 8.1, either 64-bit or 32-bit, depending on your machine type. I'm going to click Continue and Proceed. So what it's saying for the recommended memory size is 2048 megabytes, but I'm just going to make it into 4 gigabytes, which is 4096 megabytes, since that makes a virtual machine pretty fast. Now I'll just proceed. I do want to create a virtual hard disk right now, and it is recommended, so then you can immediately install the disk image. I'm going to create it and select VDI. It's a typical Virtualbox disk image. And I'm going to keep it at dynamically allocated, since that uses less space. 25 gigabytes for a size of a drive seems a bit too small, so I'm just gonna call it, say, 100 gigabytes. That gives enough sufficient storage. Now everything's been created, but there's one last thing we need to do before installing. Click on Start. And now Virtualbox will ask you a question to select the virtual optical disk file to run the machine on. Now this is why we had to download this particular file right here. For using this file, open this thing up and go to wherever you saved it. So I saved it on my desktop. And I'll click on this and it pops up here. Once that's done, just click on Start. And now everything will start to boot up. So the language I want to install in is English. I already set that preference back at the installer page on my web browser, but I'm just going to say English United States again. I also want the time and currency format to be same, English and the United States. And my keyboard or input method is wherever, like whatever you want to have. I'm just gonna stick with US since it's easiest. And I'm gonna click install now. So now we just wait a couple seconds and the next dialog will pop up. Now it says to enter a product key to activate Windows. So I already have a product key, so I'm gonna enter it. So I'm just gonna get my product key up and let's see, where is it? That should be in here. So I'm going to enter my product key, and you'll most probably have a different one. But just enter it and make sure it works for Windows 8.1. Okay, I'm going to click next. And I think I typed in everything correctly. Yep. So my version of this genuine software is Windows 8.1 Pro. That's professional. So that's good. I'll click I accept the license terms because of course I do. And you can read these if you want, but I'm just going to skip them since I've already read them and I know what their guidelines are. So here you come up with the choices upgrade or custom. You should choose a custom install through Virtualbox or any virtual machine runner because you aren't installing on a current operating system. You're booting from the BIOS or the UEFI. Upgrade is for installing from your OS. So if you're upgrading from Windows 7 to Windows 8.1, you'll want to click this one. But I'm going to click custom, so it'll clean install. I'm just going to click next on the drive 0 unallocated space because it'll automatically create a drive for us. Now everything will start to install. Your computer may restart a couple times and that's completely normal. Okay, now the installation is starting to speed up a little, so I'm just gonna wait a little more and the computer will restart a couple times. Okay, now my installation has finished installing the features and is currently installing updates and will probably be restarting about now. Yeah, so I guess now it's just finishing up, or it may restart. Well, we just have to wait and see. Yeah, it's gonna restart. So I'm just gonna speed this up and click on restart now. When you reach this screen, do not click any key because you don't want to redo the installation. Now Windows 8.1 is booting up what we have installed currently. And now all the devices and features will start installing here and the updates. So you'll have to wait a couple minutes, seconds, depends. For me, I guess all my devices are ready, so it's going to perhaps hurry up. Okay, I guess it's finished installing all the devices, and now it's going to reboot again to configure everything else. And again, do not click any key if you don't want to reinstall the whole entire machine. Okay, everything has loaded, so now for Windows 8.1 it'll begin all the personalization configuration. So you can pick whatever color you want since this is a Metro UI style. There's pink, purple, the natural Windows 8.1 color, black, well, gray, dark gray, light gray, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, all sorts of colors. So I'm just going to go with, how about, let's go with, this is a little hard deciding. I'll go with this, or this, yeah. And my PC name, you can name your PC name anything you want. I'm just going to, let's say Scientific Crisis, since that's my username. Okay, I'll click next, and apparently my PC name is too long, so I'll shorten it. Maybe something random like, maybe sci-fi virtual, because I'm running on a Virtualbox, and I'm just shortening the first word of my username. Maybe that might work. Yep. So now it'll go to all the Express settings, and you can customize these settings, but I'm looking at all these. I think I'll just stick with the Express settings. Right now it's checking my internet connection. Your VirtualBox should have an internet connection based off of if you have one on the host, which right now I'm running on a Mac. You can run this on a Windows, it's fine. Nothing will be different, so now it's just checking the virtual internet connection. So the NAT network, NAT. Now it's gonna set up my account. So that's probably my Microsoft account or maybe a local account. I'll just wait a couple seconds and hopefully it will come. Yep. Could not complete the installation. I'm gonna just have to restart this. Okay, finally it worked. I'll sign in through my Microsoft account, so this one's actually my old one. And if you don't have a Microsoft account, you can just create one. And once that's done, you click on next. Oh yeah, I typed it incorrectly. There we go. Now it may ask you to verify your email that you're signing into, so I'm just gonna validate this through my other email. So I'm just gonna skip this part. So what you do is you're gonna open your browser and then you have to go to your verification email and verify it and put the code into here. Okay, I'll enter my code. Okay, now I have entered my code and I've moved on. So now it's asking about my OneDrive since I've signed into my Microsoft account. You can keep your OneDrive on. It's basically a cloud that stores the photos you take, the documents, and your PC settings like your wallpaper and any of your location services. So you can always turn this off, but it says it's not recommended. you can do it if you want. I'm just gonna continue with it since it's helpful for me. And now it's going to restart in just a couple of seconds. So we'll wait. Okay, so now it started doing all its greetings like, hi, we're setting things up for you. So you'll have to wait a couple of minutes. It'll take a long time. And you'll see all these colorful, solid colors that pop up all over the place. So green, blue, orange, red, it'll keep changing. Okay, right now it's asking me to upgrade to Windows 10 because it's recommending it, but I'm going to skip that and do it later. So now for me, everything has loaded and I'm all set to go. Now if you've seen my other video, you might know that there is one more part to be done. If you want to be able to resize your screen at pleasure. If you don't, then this is the end, and thanks, have a good day. For those of you who do want to have all that screen configuration that makes your computer faster and good performance comes, go right to devices and insert the guest edition CD image, and it'll pop up somewhere on the screen. So right here it says it. I'm just going to click it and run the VBox Windows installer, and I'm going to allow it through the UAC, the user account control. Now you can just follow the steps through the setup and install wherever you want, and I guess I'll install everything, and this will take some time, just a couple of seconds or moments. Okay, now everything has been installed, so it's asking if you want to reboot now or manually reboot later. I'm just going to reboot now to get it done with. So everything's restarting, and I just wait. So now it's probably brought me to the login page, so I'll just wait and see what comes up again, and after that you'll be able to see what it looks like. Okay, again it's asking me if I want to upgrade, but I guess I'll just do it later. And yeah, so you can see that your screen just now may have resized on its own. That's normal, and if you try and resize it here, it'll adjust itself and make itself bigger. If you hadn't installed the guest edition CD, you would still see these gray spaces outside of the machine. But now I've installed the guest edition CD, so it will work properly now. And you can see my processor and my speed on my computer is much faster, sufficiently faster, and that's basically it. Thanks for watching and have a good day.